happen in the next 5 to 10 years. You have your time frame on it, but I would say, and I'm sure you'd agree, like this is something that no one can predict because the growth is going to happen exponentially, and our brains aren't wired to quantify exponential growth, and that goes back to the example of like, if I ask you, would you rather have a penny doubled every day for 30 days or $1 million? Most people pick the $1 million, but a penny doubled every day is over $5 million.
Yeah,
exponential growth. Exponential growth is tough. Like even if you look back to the horse and buggy, there was a time where people were building cars for a long time and nothing was happening. But then over 10 years, like right before the Great Depression, and that's kind of what caused it, people were financing cars. Then most households had cars, not even just the middle class. You can't really see a lot of changes until like a critical threshold is reached. And you can see anything in the world, like even ice. Like if ice is in a temperature, any 1 degree, 2 degrees, all the way up to 32 degrees. Once it starts to get to 33 degrees, it starts to melt fast. And it's just a 1 degree difference because it's over freezing temperature. And that's kind of like the same thing we're seeing in crypto. Like you remember, or you probably don't remember, but I heard about it through like finance mentors that I have. Back in the .com boom, people were saying like, oh, I'm going to start an internet hedge fund. Now it's fucking weird because the internet has ate everything. Internet is like this splash of water that dropped onto the world and it just kind of just like covered everything. So now people just say I'm a hedge fund because every company has the internet at play in some way, shape, or form. Also, there was a time where like you looked at the S&P and most of the companies, it was only like a few internet companies on there. Most of them was like industrial companies and stuff like that. Then there was a period from like 5 or 10 years to where now all of the top companies on the S&P are internet based, right? I'm of the belief that crypto is at around probably like 28 degrees. Like we're going to start getting to that freezing temperature. Like you said, we have Fidelity, BlackRock, large financial institutions getting involved. And there's going to come a time where the top companies in the S&P are blockchain based, or even if they're like the Apples and the Teslas and the companies that now they're going to have some kind of blockchain aspect because, you know, that's just where things are going. So my advice to people would be like, this is the hardest thing in the world to predict, exponential growth in something. But what I would say is like, just look at the technology, decide on if you're bullish on it or not, which if you do any amount of research, you will be. And just let time do the heavy lifting. Don't try to time it, you know, because it's going to happen like before our eyes and it's going to seem like it happened overnight. But the roots are being built like, you know, Chinese bamboo tree. You got to water that motherfucker for 7 years before it even sprouts out the ground. Then it grows like 8 feet tall in like 90 days or something like that. That's exponential growth. And that's kind of what's happening with crypto. So, I think that a decoupling is on the horizon as well. I have no idea when. I just know it's going to happen in the future, in the near future.
It'll happen like way quicker than anybody's expecting.
Way quicker. And then people will look back and they'll be like, oh, that makes sense. When it's just like, it makes sense now. You're not going to be able to time it no matter what you say, who you are. And if someone tells you that, probably don't listen to them.
Exactly. It's one of those, you just got to park your money in it and chill, you know. You can actively trade it as much as you want, but you got to have that.
You want to have a long-term back.
Exactly.
I'm
with you. So, I think it's rapidly approaching. I think it'll happen before anybody is expecting it to happen to. Like it'll be what seems like an overnight shift, but like and you're gonna have, I mean, just same as like when Bitcoin was at 69K and you had all these people being like, oh, why didn't I buy Bitcoin? How did I not see this coming? You know, it's gonna be a much larger run than that, and it's gonna be an even bigger slap in the face. You're gonna have all these people who have like their wallets, like everything, their phone, the technology in their phone is gonna be, you know, blockchain based. You're gonna have some like who knows exactly what it'll look like, but you'll have native wallets in your phone that's like all your contacts are saved to your wallet, all your, you know, your messages, texting, everything's running through your wallet.